Students, today I shall tell you a beautiful story from the book you have for value education, Inner Circle, and the title of the story is The Incredible Black Rain, written by Pedro Pablo Sarkistan. Now the story is like this. Grumpy Gus was never happy. He had lot of friends, parents who loved him dearly, and all the games and toys that the boy could have wanted. But all Gus could think about was that he didn't have, or things he did have which he was unhappy with. Now, if he went to the zoo, he would come back disappointed because he hadn't let him feed the lions. If he played football with his friends, he would complain, saying there were too many of them and just one ball. What caught Gus unawares was Chuckles, the prankster cloud. When the cloud was right above Gus, he started dropping heavy black rain on him. That was Chuckles' favorite trick to play on grumpy little kids. Gus wasn't at all impressed by this new development. It just made him complain even more. This carried on for almost a week. Gus couldn't get away from the cloud, and he got more and more infuriated. Gus had a little friend, a happy and generous girl called Gladys. Gladys was the only one who had been willing to hang around with Gus during all those black, rainy days. One day, she said to him, "Cheer up. What you should realize is that you are the only one who has his very own cloud. And even better, its rain is black. We could play some fun games with a cloud like this, don't you reckon?" As Gladys was his only company these days, and he didn't want her also to leave as the others had, Gus reluctantly agreed. Gladys took him to the swimming pool and left him there until all the pool water was black. Then she went and got other kids. They came and played in the pool. Grudgingly, Gus admitted that it was a lot of fun. But what was even more enjoyable was playing Wet the Cat. Gus would find cats and run alongside them. When the cats felt themselves getting wet, they would jump about in the craziest way and run off at top speed with funny looks on their faces. Before long, all the children in town gathered around Gus, thinking up new games they could play with Chuckles. For the first time ever, Gus started seeing the positive side of things, even things which at first had seemed so bad. Chuckles thought that he could now leave. His work had been done. But before leaving, he gave Gus 2 days of multicolored rain, with which the children invented the most interesting fun games. When Chuckles finally left, Gus didn't complain. He had learned to focus on the brighter side of life by now. And the good thing about Chuckles' departure was that Gus was no longer soaking wet all day. Now he could go and do dry things, and that's exactly what he did. So girls, this is the chapter you have, and I hope you have heard it right and you have understood the chapter. So girls, After hearing this story, this beautiful story, what do we learn from this chapter? As this is a chapter of value education, so I hope you understand well that there must be some values in this chapter. And yes, we do have some values. And what are those? Values like positive thinking, happiness, contentment, gratitude, and above all, the blessings that we have from God. All these are the values that are there in this chapter. So let us discuss about those values and how we can use the values for the betterment of our lives. Accept yourself as God created you, with your gifts, talents, abilities, and opportunities. We should be self-contented and satisfied or comfortable with ourselves. We should live in the present time, every moment of this present time, because we never know when this time will be over. A contented person lives a life of peace. And I hope you understand the meaning of contented. A man who has that satisfaction in his life. Thus, he or she can live a life without having any complication, any problem, any trouble in life. But it's true that in our life, we do have our desires, greed, anger, ego, and depression also. But we should always think that God has made us as we are now. And it is the God who is the creator of this whole world. And we should not judge him. Rather, we should feel his blessings. In other words, when we are happy, we should think that we are satisfied with what we have. We always think that we don't have this, we don't have that, and this will only make us unhappy. It can never make us happy, complaining about things in life. So, in a nutshell, we should count our blessings. Blessings from God. More and more desires will lead us to a world of unhappiness. Failing to get what we want will lead to depression and sadness and nothing else. So, we should always thank God for what we are given. We should have that gratitude towards God. We should have gratitude towards our parents as well, who make so much sacrifices for our happiness. Girls, so we found that there is the value of contentment, the value of gratitude towards our parents, towards God, and counting our blessings. These are the certain values which we have learned from this chapter. Another very significant value of life is positive thinking, and that is a very important one.
Having a positive thinking ability towards everything is what will make us happy and grateful towards life. But girls, I'm sure you must be thinking, what is positive thinking, right? Let us find out. It is a mental attitude that focuses on the bright side of life and expects positive results. So, having a positive mindset means making positive thinking a habit and searching good out of any situation we are in. Now, there are many traits and characteristics associated with a positive mindset. What one should do? Okay, one should be willing to make an effort and take a chance. One should be actively and consciously appreciating the good things in life. Girls, in your lives too, there may be many situations when you will have to face challenges, when you will not find a solution to your problems. But then also, you have to think positive and think instead that if God has given you a problem, there must be a solution to that problems also. So, do not get upset. Do not get depressed. You should be having a good time even when you are losing. It happens in lives whenever we find or we feel that we are losing. Nothing is in our control, but in those times also, we should not lose hope. We should be grateful for what God has given us, right? Above all, always have a smile on your face. Smiling faces are really very beautiful. We do not have to pay for smiling, isn't it? But your smile can make others smile. Remember this, okay? That your smile can make others smile. And that is important. Do not complain about your problems, about your troubles, about the things you do not have in your life, but always count your blessings. Be happy with what you have. Being grateful for the things and positive experiences can instill a great sense of happiness and satisfaction. You can lead thus a peaceful life and bring smile to the people you love. So, from this beautiful story, The Incredible Rain, today we have learned a number of values such as contentment, happiness, gratefulness, and positive thinking. If you keep in mind all these values, you will have a beautiful life ahead and you will become better human beings. So, I hope, girls, I have been able to make you understand certain values that are really, really very important in our lives. Thank you, and that's all.